Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well. This video is going to be taking place from the Labyrinth of Evil book, which is now Legends, but they have awesome content regarding the movies and more background information that I found really interesting to know. So let's go ahead and read a quick passage from here, and now I'm going to break it down and try to understand what it's talking about in more simpler terms and how it relates and reflects to the movies. So it says this certain paragraph, I believe it's on page 61 and about third paragraph down around that. So it says 13 years earlier, when Obi-Wan had fought and killed a Sith on Naboo, had he killed a master or an apprentice? The question was rooted in the belief that the Sith, having essentially defeated themselves a millennium earlier, had learned that an army of Sith could never stand, and that there should be only two at any given time, lest a pair of apprentices conspire to combine their strengths to eliminate a master. More doctrine than a rule, but a doctrine that had managed to keep the Sith order alive, if well concealed, for going on 1,000 years. But the horned and tattooed Sith whom Obi-Wan killed could not have trained Dooku, because Dooku has still been a member of the Jedi Order then. As clouded as the dark side made some things, there was simply no way Dooku could have been living a double life within the walls of the temple itself. Master Yoda, Obi-Wan said, is it possible that Dooku wasn't lying about the Senate being under the control of Sidious? Is it possible that Dooku wasn't lying about the Senate being under the control of Sidious? Yoda gave his head a quick shake while they walked.
Looked hard at the Senate we did, and risked much we did by doing so, questioning in secret those we serve, but no evidence we found.
He glanced up at Obi-Wan.
If in control of the Senate Sidious was, would not defeated the Republic already be? Would not to the Confederacy the core and inner rim belong?
Yoda paused for a moment, then added,
Perhaps the geonosis, an accident it was that Dooku revealed himself. Had he not, search we would have for Sidious, leaving Dooku to escalate his war. What do you think, Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan folded his arms. I have thought long and hard about that day, Master, and I believe Dooku couldn't help revealing himself, even though he may have regretted it. When he was fleeing for a ship, it was almost as if he allowed himself to be seen, almost as if he was attempting to draw us into an engagement. My first thought is that he was trying to ensure the safe escape of Gunray and the other separatist leaders, but my instincts tell me that he wanted desperately to demonstrate how powerful he would become. He had become, I shall say. I think he was genuinely surprised to see you turn up, but instead of killing Anakin or me, he deliberately left us alive to send a message to the Jedi.
Right you are, Obi-Wan. Pride undid him. Forced him, it did, to show us his true face.
Could he have been trained by Sidious?
Stands to reason it does. Accepted by Sidious he was, following the death of the one you killed.
Obi-Wan considered it.
I've heard rumors about Dooku.
This is Obi-Wan, my bad. I've heard rumors about Dooku's early fascination with the dark side. Was it not an incident in the temple involving a stolen Sith holocron? Yoda squeezed his eyes shut and nodded.
True that rumor is, but understand, Obi-Wan a Jedi Dooku was, for many, many years. Difficult the decision is to leave the Order. Influenced he was by many things. The death of your former master, for one, even though avenged Qui-Gon was.
He glanced at Obi-Wan.
Complicated this is, not merely by what we know, but by what we do not know, what we have to assume.
Now it goes on for a little more. It's pretty interesting. I'll make a part 2 of this for sure. But this is just all throughout this book. Obi-Wan and Yoda have really interesting conversations along with Anakin and Obi-Wan, Anakin and Mace Windu. This book is awesome for describing what happens in between, describing the events of episode 2 and what all the characters and everybody, what they thought of these events as well. So I didn't start at the very beginning, of course, but we could go back and forth. Just depends on, the mood I'm in. So interesting. So what I found here is that Obi-Wan was thinking about this moment about what if he believed Dooku, or at least he wanted to believe him. Why is that? Maybe he had an inside information for somehow. I don't know. So let's see here. Let me get back to my bar. Okay, so the question is rooted in the belief that the Sith, having essentially defeated themselves a millennium earlier. So yeah, they were all questioning what the inevitable was. And you know, Obi-Wan asked Yoda, and we see here Yoda was just, he didn't want to really think on this subject. You know, he's so old. He probably doesn't really have as much effort. He doesn't put as much effort into what he does, I guess you could say. But he still does it, of course. Do or do not. Wait, yeah, that's it. That's right. So, yeah. But I really think Yoda believed that Dooku, the subject for Yoda was just too embarrassing to even think about, I would have to say. So, it then goes on. You know what? Let's go ahead and go on. Because it's really interesting to what they say here. Yoda stopped. Wait, okay, he glanced at Obi-Wan. So we're right at the part when it said how complicated this is. Yoda stopped, then gestured to a carved bench. Sit for a while, we will enlighten you, I can. Obi-Wan sat, his heart wanted to race. A stern Master Dooku was, and to Qui-Gon and others, Yoda began. Powerful he was, skilled, disdainful. More important, convinced that lowering the shroud of the dark side was. Signs there were all about us. Long before to the temple you came, long before Qui-Gon came. Gross injustice, favoritism, corruption, more and more called the Jedi were to enforce the peace. More and more deaths there were, out of control, events were becoming. Did the council sense that the Sith had returned? Never absent they were. Obi-Wan, but stronger suddenly, closer to the surface. Spoke much of the prophecy Dooku did. So right here, Yoda said that the Sith were never really gone. Then why didn't they do anything about that? I guess they didn't have anything to do with the Jedi. They were waiting for the right moment to strike, and all of a sudden, it became stronger. So as clearly as Yoda said. Now, back here. The prophecy of the Chosen One? The larger prophecy that unfold the dark times would. Born into the mist, the Chosen One is, to return balance to the Force. Anakin. Yoda regarded him for a moment. Difficult to say, he said quickly. Maybe, yes, maybe no. More important, the shroud of the dark side is. Many discussions Dooku had. With me, with other members of the council. Most of all, with Master sidious. Obi-Wan waited. Close friends they were, bound together by the unifying force. But worried about Master Dooku, sidious was. Worried about his disenchantment with the Republic. About self-absorption among the Jedi. Saw in Dooku the effect of Qui-Gon's death, sidious did. The effect that resurfaced the Sith had. Yoda shook his head mournfully. Knew of Dooku's imminent departure, Master sidious did. Since he may have the birth of the separatist movement. And yet the council dismissed Dooku as an idealist, Obi-Wan said. Yoda glazed at the floor. Saw with my own eyes what he had become, and refused to believe I did. And this just goes on and on. They go to so many different conversations. I'm trying to find a good space to stop, but you just want to keep on reading this. So I think we're going to end there. Where were we? Okay, so here they just went in so many different conversations. As we see here, the prophecy of the Chosen One. And, Yoda said quickly, difficult to say. So Yoda was not sure that Anakin was the Chosen One. Maybe yes, maybe no. That is... man. So Yoda didn't have complete confidence in Anakin as he was the Chosen One. Okay. But at least he knew what it was. And even Obi-Wan had many questions on the subject. Like, why am I training this boy again? Like, what is the reason? Okay, so... yeah, we see here, we learned the relationship that Sidious and Dooku had was pretty great. So I would definitely have to say that what happened to Sidious is something that it all collided together. It was all Palpatine's plan. That's what you gotta say. Okay, so next time we're gonna be finishing off, or not finishing, maybe reading some more from this passage. But that was it. Talked about pretty interesting topics here about what happened, about them reminiscing on the events on if Dooku was right about Sidious. Obi-Wan had questions on this. Yoda wasn't sure, but he didn't want to talk about the subject, and if only he did, things would have been different. But in the meantime, remember, the Force will be with you always.